How's it going, guys? Magnitudex here for GamersBeverage, playing another game of Assassin's Creed 3. And I know it's been quite a while since I actually sat down, recorded something, played a few games, you know, did a proper commentary for you guys. But I figured it's been maybe even a month or two since I did the last video, and I promised at that time that I was going to do a lot more videos for you guys, and it kind of fell through because I got really busy with school, really busy with work and life and everything like that. So hopefully things will change, you know, with Assassin's Creed 4 kind of coming into full swing now. Everybody's getting ready for E3 coming in June, and a lot of information coming out about new consoles, new games, next generation. And I kind of wanted to do this video kind of not talking about the new consoles or anything like that, but kind of give you guys my 2 cents about the next generation of games. So of course, with any next generation of games, you always have to think about the fact that the previous generation is still around, it's still kicking, and there's still a lot of people that are going to be playing those consoles and are going to be buying games for those consoles. So it doesn't really make sense for a lot of the developers to kind of sit down and just flat out decide to, you know, I'm going to dump the last generation, so I'm not going to make any games for PS3, I'm not going to make any for Xbox 360, and I'm just simply going to focus on the next generation. It does not make any sense at all from a business perspective of a publisher or a game or a video games company to actually do that. So what a lot of the gaming publishers and developers like Ubisoft and Activision and whoever else is, you know, making games for this current generation, what they're going to do is they're going to make a game that still meets the criteria of being, you know, kick-ass, great graphics, great visuals, audio and everything for this current generation, and they're going to just simply port that game over to the newer generation for Xbox One and PS4. So, you know, am I really excited about the next generation of games and seeing the next generation of, you know, Assassin's Creed 4 and you know, let's throw it out there, Call of Duty Ghosts. Am I excited to see those games on the new generation consoles? Not really, because I kind of expect them to be all ports. They're all gonna, you know, have marginal improvements. Maybe some of the frame rate issues might be resolved in some of the games on the newer consoles on the next generation, but apart from, you know, seeing something amazing on those consoles this early on, it's almost unexpected. Like, you're probably gonna see a lot of these new next generation games coming out in about a year or two, maybe even 3 at the most, where you're going to see these consoles really come to light. Developers are going to get used to developing on these consoles. They're going to be able to utilize all of the consoles resources, all of the RAM that they have, the new graphics chips, processors. They're going to be able to utilize everything that those consoles have to offer and finally put out a decent, you know, worthy game of that generation, you know. And the best thing I could probably point out to you guys, like, I'm a PlayStation player, so a lot of the games that I play are, you know, majority of them are exclusive to PlayStation, but I do, you know, enjoy the cross-platform ones like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty. I purchase all of those games. And with all of those games, I see huge improvements from generation to generation. So every year, iteration, every year, the game just gets better. My best example probably is Uncharted. When Uncharted first came out, it came out for the PS3. I believe it was one of the launch titles for PS3, and it was, you know, at the time, it was great visuals because it was a huge jump from the PS2, even from the original Xbox, all the way to the PlayStation 3. But then, you know, it took about 2 years afterwards that Uncharted 2 came out, and that game was absolutely amazing. You know, they fixed almost everything that was wrong with the initial Uncharted. The graphics were fluid, everything was amazing, the levels were designed perfectly. I mean, the game overall was amazing, and I believe it won the Best of E3 or the Best of the Year award for that year for PlayStation. So I was really impressed with that game, and I kind of expect the same thing to happen this year with the new generations, that you're going to see a lot of games. They're going to be ported games from being developed using the PS3 and the Xbox 360 development kits, and then they're going to just port it over, you know, polish it up a little bit and improve the graphics just marginally on a lot of these games, and, you know, slap on the PS4 and the Xbox One logo on the games with the new control schemes or whatever they have included with it, or any new features that might, you know, might be floating around on these new consoles, like the PS4 one for sharing. You know, Xbox One also has the sharing features. and the recording features, from what I understood from their announcement that they had. And we're just gonna see that, you know, and you'll see a higher price tag probably on that point. A lot of the new games, a lot of new consoles, when they initially came out, the prices were pretty high on those. So that's kind of my stance on a lot of the new generation and what to expect from you know, new games coming out in November. Am I gonna rush out and purchase you know, Xbox One or PS4 right away? I'm not really sure. I want to see what the console generation is to offer. I haven't seen all of the features of these consoles. I haven't seen what the games can offer. Definitely, you know, if I am going to get something, I might still stick with PS or PlayStation or Sony, because that's kind of my main system. I know a lot of people, you know, have a allegiance or a loyalty to a certain system. For me, it's not so much like I want to start a console war with you guys or anything like that. I've owned both systems. You know, my main system is a Sony system. It's the PlayStation 3 as of right now. I do enjoy the Xbox. You know, I didn't really purchase too many games for the Xbox, and I ended up just selling it to a friend of mine at work. But from you know, this standpoint, I'm gonna wait it off. I'm gonna see what each console has to offer. I might make a decision later on after that point, after I see what's available to myself as a gamer, and if there's any interesting games that I want to play on either of the consoles. So now let's get into this gameplay a little bit. Let's talk about what's going on. I'm pretty much just playing Deathmatch with the robber. I'm in a lobby here where I didn't really expect too much out of it. I'm playing with a little bit of a lower level group here, and a lot of them are spending a lot of time on top of that little house, or that shack right there to the left of me, and also on that little rooftop to the right of me there. And I'm always constantly hearing whispers in this game. You know, I think this level right now is probably the best to point out to people that still probably don't know what whispers are. You know, there are still new players joining Assassin's Creed every single day. They're learning new things, and I like to point it out every single time I play. You know, I've played Assassin's Creed for a long time. You guys have known me. I've been around since the Brotherhood days. I've been posting videos since then. And I do apologize. I got a little bit of a cold that I've been dealing with for the last couple of days. I think it's about a week that I've been trying to get over this cold, and it's not helping too much when you have to work every single day, and you know, trying not to get everybody else at work sick along with you. So but let's get back into the gameplay. You know, I'm always hearing whispers, but I guess that's attributed to the fact that I am playing Deathmatch, and I'm a much slower, or a much lower, smaller map. Sorry, just words are escaping me today. Might be just a matter of practice. It's been a long time since I actually sat down, did the commentary for you guys, even though I've been promising you guys that I would be doing commentaries every single day or every other day that I could possibly offer. So trying a whole slew of different abilities here. I don't really understand much of the abilities in Assassin's Creed 3 because I haven't really kept up with the game. I haven't played it too much. You guys can see I'm just barely past the 30 level mark here, and I'm just playing the game for shits and giggles. I really don't you know, expect it to be my main game anymore. I've actually gone back to Brotherhood, and I've started playing it quite a bit nowadays, and I spent quite a bit of time just enjoying the back to Brotherhood, as a lot of people like to call it, and I've been enjoying. There's actually quite a few people that have been playing Brotherhood, and I'm actually very surprised to see so many people on you know, on that game, still keeping it alive, still ensuring that they're you know, there's a community to play with. Every single time I get in there, it takes a little while, but I'm able to get into some wanted games. I haven't had any luck getting into, you know, DLC 3.0 to play some Assassinate or Escort, and especially with the new personas. Mind you, my favorite persona ever is the Pariah. I haven't been able to play with that guy in such a long time. You know, it's probably been about a year or two now, and I'd really wish, you know, a lot more people would sit down, play some Brotherhood, and maybe some Assassinate on there, on some Alhambra. I know you guys love that map so much. Just pick up on my sarcasm there a little bit, but nonetheless, it's Assassin's Creed. I know you guys have kind of grown to expect a lot from Assassin's Creed, and even though I feel like the game has kind of been watered down a little bit, it's coming into this yearly release, and I'm not sure so much if it's, you know, the game's starting to kind of show its age in a sense. Like it's being reiterated every single year, and I don't know if it's a lot of, if they maybe need to start splitting the game between 2 different studios, if that would help it, because kind of the model that Activision is doing with using Infinity Ward and Treyarch to do their Call of Duty games, where they essentially have a 2 years in between each game to develop their single player and their multiplayer. And I think it might maybe benefit this series, especially for a game that's strapping its developers to develop and innovate it every single year. And within that year, you don't really see them having so much time to make something of this game, something exceptional. And a lot of people, you know, start complaining that the game's losing its magic, it's losing its competitive edge, and it's becoming this watered down title that they see every single day, and it's getting worse with time. But I don't know what you guys think of it. Do you guys think that a yearly release of Assassin's Creed is a little bit too much? Would you like to see it maybe every 2 years or so, and you know, get an exceptional game every those 2 years? But let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. I would definitely like to see some answers to the questions that I post to you guys at the end of each episode, and I will feature them on the next video that I post up, hopefully in the next few days. And I'll feature some of your comments and some of your answers, and we'll take it from there. It'll be a nice little new thing that I include in every single episode. But until later, guys, I'm Magnitudex, and stay thirsty.